These brake shoes are nasty. This is from the parking brake on a 98 P32 coach. They use the similar style as what the F53 also does, which is a brake drum mounted on your driveline. Gas Class A coaches, as well as some diesel pushers with hydraulic brakes, use similar style of parking brake. And what can happen is if you have any kind of leakage from the output shaft of your transmission, if, as in this case, the brake is mounted just behind the transmission, or in cases where the parking brake is mounted in front of the rear axle, if you have any rear axle leakage, oil can also get in there and can saturate the shoes and prevent them from working properly. You really need these to be dry to have the proper coefficient of friction. Otherwise, that brake may not hold the coach and keep it from moving. In this case, we do have a parking pawl on the transmission when you put it in park. Some of the P32 coaches, however, do not actually have that. They have what's known as an auto park system. And in that case, the only thing that you have to hold your coach and keep it from moving is this driveline mounted parking brakes. In either case, but especially in cases with the auto park system, very important that you inspect and make sure that the parking brake is staying dry, that you're not getting oil in there. Not to mention the fact that that can be an issue for the transmission or the rear axle as well. If it's not properly sealing, then that fluid can leak out. Anyway, let's go underneath our coach and take a look at where this would mount, and that way you get a better idea of what to look for. So here we've got the back of, in this case, it's actually the gear vendor. It's an under overdrive auxiliary unit mounted on the back of the transmission on this coach, but the concept is the same. If you just have just the transmission with no auxiliary under overdrive, your parking brake mounts just behind the transmission, and you would have the shoes in here. So what happened is that the seal was not properly containing that fluid, and so it actually seeped out and saturated the brake shoes. The P32 coaches are this way. That's the GM Class A gas coach. The F53 chassis, the Ford Class A, some of those have the parking brake mounted on the back of the transmission. Others have it mounted just in front of the rear axle on the driveline. And in that case, if you have an improper seal where the driveline goes into the differential, you can have seepage coming out of there and also getting into your parking brake. So in either case, you want to make sure that your parking brake is staying dry. Otherwise, it's not going to function properly. So we're going to go ahead and put new dry shoes in there, new hardware, get a new seal in there to make sure that this does not happen again. So hopefully this was a helpful tip for you. Again, any coach that has a driveline mounted parking brake, so typically that's going to be the bigger Class A coaches with hydraulic brakes. So your P32 chassis, your Workhorse W series, your F53, and then some of the diesel pushers as well with hydraulic brakes can use the same setup. So in every case, make sure that your parking brake is staying dry. Make sure that either your transmission or your rear axle fluid levels are staying proper as well. Hopefully this was a helpful tip for you. And if it is, please like and subscribe, comment below. And until next time, we wish you safer and happier driving. Thank you.